つのうちに会いに行っちゃえときめきへと染まってゆく金色ストーリー始めよう矛盾だらけの深くてちょうどいいかも恋のフットでなんて人だってバレちゃってしょうがない最高にハッピーな出会いだって決めちゃったならグッできないね最大のボリュームで愛にパンチみたいなロマンスの風にときめいちゃってもう止まらないヒーローラブリッチ
Hello everyone and welcome back to Kinkoi, Golden Loveriche. And today we're going to start Heroina's route. Heroina di Caballero Ista. 1 month after enrolling at Noble Academy.
1、2、3、4ほら手上がってないよ
Okay. Right. I'd gotten into the routine of doing radio calisthenics with the other dorm residents every morning. Umph, crunch, crunch, crunch.
食べ方がお下品
Ouchie! Nibble, nibble, munch, munch.
最初からそうなさいな
The air was so tense during breakfast you could almost cut it with a knife. Thanks a bunch.
ちゃんとごちそうさまでした日本では手を合わせるのでしたわねやりなさいな調理された方と食材への礼儀ですわよ
Okay, thank you very much for the meal.
よろしくてよ
Gweep!
お下品
Was that supposed to be a burp? Ouchie! I did think this was my own fault. I still wasn't able to keep up in class.
はい次元素記号 I この名前は市松くん
No clue!
しゃあないヒント現在日本では特に千葉県で産出生成されている消毒防腐剤で有名な元素です
No clue!
素直でよろしいでは録音寺くん要素です正解完結でよろしいでは次の問題市松くん
No clue!
まだ問題言っていませんせめて問題を聞きなさい
I'm sorry,
素直でよろしい
but I was adapting more all the time. I had gone through a number of life changes over the last month, but adapting to one's surroundings was part of human nature, or so I'd heard. Everything was going surprisingly well for me though.
そう言ってくれると私も嬉しいわはい
Both Sylvie and Elsan looked relieved when they heard I was more or less acclimated to my new life at Noble Academy. They apparently felt somewhat responsible for dragging me here without any recourse. I was enjoying myself, so it was certainly a win-win situation for everyone involved. I could only hope this trend continued through graduation.
しかし乗り切るだけならともかく学習方面ではもう少し慣れた方が良いのでは
Duh. She hit me right where it hurt. I was fine with radio calisthenics and could even handle the daily beatings during Mina-chan's etiquette lessons. I think I'd done a good job of adapting to my school life, which had a rather rocky start. But no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't keep up with my studies. I wasn't too bright and could never hold a candle to the students at Noble Academy, which was one of the most prestigious schools in Japan. I think it's fine. I avoided failing anything at least.
それはまあ
We'd had a test a short while back, and I'd managed to pull through. Every test at Noble Academy was multiple choice and had 5 choices per question. Since 20 points were effectively guaranteed, I could avoid failing so long as I got 30 or more points. Noble Academy didn't want to produce students with failing grades or put them into supplementary lessons in the first place. The school's selling point were all their exceptional students, so I'd probably be okay as long as I didn't fail every class. I had no problem playing into the Academy's expectations in order to breeze my way through until graduation.
しかしそれでは市松殿の身になりません。
Oh! This particularly naggy individual clearly didn't understand how I felt though.
困りましたね。国から学者を何人か呼んで市松殿に専属で家庭教師でも。
No, please don't do that.
市松殿はソルティレージュの総意を持ってこの学園にお迎えしたのです。学力維持を含めあらゆる面でのサポートは欠かせません。
You don't need to worry about me. I didn't study much at my old school either.
そりはそりで問題っすな。
Elsan furrowed her brow and appeared to be deep in thought. She certainly was acting stuffy today. Studying was just a normal part of any student's daily life, and she seemed worried I was cutting corners. Her logic was sound in that it was important for a student to focus on their studies, but that'd be incredibly suffocating if that was all you did. Life was all about balance, and I believed it was important to relax when the time called for it. This wasn't just an excuse not to study, okay?
なんだか責任を感じちゃうわね。オーロがおバカちゃんなのはシルビーのせいじゃないよ。
Hey, dummy or not, that still hurts.
私、オーロにはこのノーブル学園を 100% 楽しんでほしいの。だって、オーロが来てくれて、私は 100% 楽しいから。
Sylvie's worries were certainly valid, albeit serious. Personally speaking, I wished they'd have let this slide.
私が教えましょうか。
Come again?
家庭教師では堅苦しいやもしれませんが、私ならどうでしょう。私も学力優秀というほどではありませんが、比較的上位をキープできる程度の学力はあります。方法は予習復習の反復繰り返し。一緒にやれば効果がないとは思えませんが。
My grades were piss poor because I didn't review the material or prepare for lessons. But
いかがです？
Elsan stared at me dead on while Sylvie looked apologetic off to the side.
逃げ場ないね。
Huh. Sounded like it. I went along with it and made plans to meet up with Elsan later to study. But
ですからここの計算はですね、最初に渡した公式があったでしょ。あれを
Huh? What? Formula? What do you mean, first?
最初の問題です。ほらこれ。
Oh. I don't get it. We may only have been doing basic preparation and review, but our basic arithmetic skills were on different levels, and we couldn't see eye to eye. This is hopeless. I tossed away my pen. But
市松オーロ。
yes, she drew in super close.
大変なのはわかりますが、これはあなたにとってとても意義のあることです。もう少しだけ頑張りましょう。ほら、次の1ページです。
Okay. Damn it. Her intensity did me in. I made it through this preparatory review session to the best of my ability. Heroina di Caballero Ista, or as I called her, El-san. The thing that had changed most in the month since I enrolled here may have been my relationship with her. I was absolutely terrified of her at first, but
だから違う。さっきの公式を思い出しなさい。
sorry! Never mind, I was still scared of her. But
よろしい。では次の問題です。
right. I'd gotten to see many sides to her, not just the scary ones. How should I put this? El-san was kind and her presence always packed quite a punch. That was likely due to her position as Sylvie's guard, to say nothing of the constant and intimidating bloodlust that emanated from her. Her stern expression and serious nature often made me fearful she'd one day come for my arm if it came down to it. However, my friendship with Sylvie had earned me some brownie points since my arrival, and her kind side would occasionally shine through. Thanks for today.
いえ、こちらこそお邪魔しました。教えたところは改めて復習してくださいね。何事も反復練習が結果を生むのです。
Will do. Better just take her naggy nature as part of her kindness. Then.
あら、エロイナ、何をしてますの？
カミナル様。
My other mentor suddenly came back. Speaking of studying.
それで、お姉様の護衛、ちゃんとできてます？騎士員の方々が伝達がいくらか混乱しておりましたわよ。
引き継ぎはしてあるはずですが。
あなたはできているつもりでも、今日本に来ているのは若い騎士ばかりで手順がわからないものも多い。ほら、外でおどおどしてますわよ。
Mina-chan pointed to several black-suited men and women who were looking our way apologetically. El-san rushed out to talk to the knights. And some sort of conversation ensued between them. And... I could hear El-san barking at them from here. She continued to speak and wore a rather stern expression on her face. Was it a bad idea for El-san to be my tutor?
ご安心なさいな。あなたやエロイナでなく、他の者たちの失態ですわ。本来お姉様の護衛を務めるはずのエロイナが、今日は急に用事ができたから、屋敷での護衛の仕事をいくつか他に任せた。ところが、任された騎士が初めての王女の直近十字とあって混乱して、警戒状態と報告してしまいましたの。おかげで騎士員全体が臨戦態勢。私もバレエの練習を切り上げて部屋に待機するよう無理やり連れ出されましたわ。もう困りますわよ。
ほっほっほ、申し訳ございません。
厳重に注意します。
Wow! The black suits lined up behind her out of nowhere. Mina-chan's brigade of bodyguards was unusually large, and they assumed some danger was afoot.
今夜のエロイナは報告書の嵐でしょうね。ちょっと同情しますわ。
So that's how it goes. Regardless, I was partially to blame, and I felt a little guilty for it.
各員撤収。平常業務に戻る。
はい。
At El-san's command, all of the black-suited guards behind Mina-chan dispersed in droves. El-san made her way over to us.
すいません、騒がせました。カミナル様、もう問題ありません。
ご苦労様。
市松殿、本日はこれで。
Sure. El-san headed back to the estate with her battalion in tow. Not entirely sure here, but did all of that mean El-san's highly ranked guard? I had never paid any mind to El-san's position before. I knew she was Sylvie's guard. For that matter, she had the special position of being her personal attendant. This was likely because they were close in age, and she was even able to come to school with her. However, based on her usual behavior,
上も何も日本にいる騎士員の者の中では最高責任者になりますわ。
so she's at the very top? I assumed as much, but it was still surprising. She outranked some of the adults and even had to take responsibility for their mistakes. It was high enough a position that it wouldn't make sense if she were just an attendant.
まあ責任者であることを差し引いても、エロイナは騎士員筆頭イスタ家の息女。ほとんどの騎士員の者にとって仕えるべき相手ですが。
Her reply certainly piqued my interest. That curiosity prompted me to ask, does that mean Elsan's loaded? I'd been curious about this for a while now. I didn't pay any attention since she was at Sylvie's side, but Elsan was refined enough to not be outdone by a princess. If she was a daughter of the knights, of the family in the uppermost echelons of those black suits that serves as Sylvie's guards, then...
お嬢様というのがどんな尺度かは存じませんが、イスタ家はソルティレージュにおいては王室シスア家と双璧をなす歴々最小を務める家柄ですわ。
A well-to-do girl from the number 2 family.
シスア家とイスタ家は名目上は同格です。ナンバー2という表現はそぐいませんわね。
Elsan was on par with royalty. How amazing was that? I'd sensed as much from Elsan before, but she and Sylvie were on the same level.
まあしかし、騎士員は王室に仕えるのが最大事。そこの長を務めるイスタ家が王室たるシスア家と肩を並べるなどと、騎士員の総意が否定するでしょうけれど。
But they're on par with royalty from birth?
ええ。
Then how did Elsan get assigned to be Sylvie's bodyguard?
なんでと言われましても、エロイナがそば使いになることを望んだからとしか。騎士の誉れは国への、王室への忠誠です。シルビーお姉様が専属で従事させていることそのものが、イスタ家にとっては非常に価値あることですし。
The conversation veered into the territory of knightly honor, huh? Probably not something that I'd ever comprehend, then.
まあ、エロイナがお姉様をお守りする理由は、もっと個人的な。
Huh?
何でもありません。
How was it personal?
何でもございません。
She abruptly turned away, effectively ending the conversation. Maybe it was a touchy subject for her? I only knew a little bit about Elsan, and it wasn't looking like I'd get to ask the question I wanted to know most. What I had gathered was that there was some personal reason behind Elsan's loyalty to Sylvie. This applied just as much when she acted as my tutor earlier. Sylvie was at the heart of every personal opinion Elsan held. Even her choice to act as my tutor wasn't out of concern for me personally. She was trying to eliminate any possible concern Sylvie would have for me, the person she invited here, due to my worrisome grades. What staggering loyalty. Actually, loyalty might not be the right word anymore.
たるんでいるぞお前たち。
はっ。
シルビア様、カミナル様の警護は我々がここにいる価値そのものと知れ。次失態があれば本国総監のものと思え。
はっ。
まあまあエル、そんな厳しく言わなくてもいいじゃない。
シルビー様、甘やかさないでください。我ら騎士員はシルビーさ。シルビア王女の身に万一のこともなきよう細心を払うのが筆定なのです。私を含め今日のことはあってはならないことでした。
もう
相変わらずこちこちなんだから。お説教もわかるけれど、それよりオールの調子はどうだったか聞かせてほしいわ。
しかし
王女様の命令よ。ほら、私の部屋でね。
わかりました。
よろしい。はい、みんな、今日は解散。明日からもよろしくね。
ほう。
助かりました、シルビア様。
いえいえ、みんな明日からもよろしくね。
はい。
みんな言ったわね。
はい、お手数をおかけしました。
もうこんなこと続けてると嫌われちゃうわよ、エル。
私は彼ら騎士員派を率いねばならぬ身です。少し怖がられるくらいの方がいい。
もうまあ、ボラルコーチェみたく分かってる人もいるから心配はないと思うけど。
それにそうして私が恐れられる分、彼らの忠誠はシルビー様に向く。本来そうあるはずだった形に近づけているだけです。
もう
金色ラブリッチェ。というわけですいません。あまり軽い気持ちで家庭教師をするのは難しいようです。
Yeah.
市松殿がおっしゃるなら、本格的にスケジュールを振り分けて私の時間を作れるよう手配しますが。
No, 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 no. I wouldn't dream of it, and there's no way I'd ever want to cause you any more trouble than I already have.
そうですか。学習の基礎は昨日教えた通り予習と復習です。コツさえつかめば一人の方が集中もしやすいでしょう。頑張ってくださいね。
I will. I couldn't help but feel awful for having zero motivation when she stared at me like that. This was a real lifesaver, as I would sooner pass on having her come tutor me on a daily basis. If I were to have someone tutor me, I'd have an easier time learning from this guy anyway.
僕ですか。もちろん構いませんよ。学習は日本に生まれた以上、貴族平民どちらも平等に与えられるべき権限です。
The way you said that ticked me off a little, but you are right.
そうですか。ならよかった。
In a stroke of luck, Elsan stood down. Ugh.
まったく庶民が六恩寺君への迷惑というものを考えてないな。
Huh? My guy friends walked over, and that helped get my mind off of Elsan.
まあまあ、それで市松くんが留年でもしたらと考えたら、勉強の手伝いくらいね。ですね。
二人は甘すぎなんだよ。こんな庶民いつでも退学にでもなりゃいいんだ。
庶民だからこそ留年や退学は一大事じゃないですか。
That was my cue to change this frustrating topic to something else. Oh yeah, you'd all have problems if I weren't around though. Could you get your hands on quality porn without me? If you looked for it on your own, you would probably end up on some sketchy mirror site.
それは僕はあくまで友情のためにですね。
エルチン、どったの？なんか嬉しそうだけど。
いいえ、市松殿も随分とこの教室に慣れたと思いまして。
ああ、まあね。
だから俺は声を大にして言いたいわけだ。完全に女の体型、女の骨格から物だけを生やして何が男の子かと、せめて乳くらい引っ込めろと。俺、何か間違っているか？
You're correct, Saigo. You overlooked the fact that it's your fetish though.
だよな。
仲が良さそうです。
うんうん。
何の話かはわからない。男の子の乳を引っ込めろ。
Owl?
エロは心をつなぐだね。
安心しました。 勉強にはまだ不安がありますが、市松殿はもうすっかりこの学園に馴染んだようです。
まあもうほっとこうよね。うまく入り込んだみたいさね。
My problems had all been resolved in one way or another. But
ねえところでカバレロさん。
a rare voice spoke up off to the side. Several girls walked up to speak with Elsan.
どうされましたか？
Elsan dealt with them gingerly. The girls all blushed when they saw her ordinarily firm, handsome face soften.
雑誌見ました？クルスクラン様だけでなくカバレロ様まで特集が組まれていて。マストでよかったよ。可愛い服着てほしいって同感かも。
は？
Elsan and Sylvie stared at them blankly. What the?
朝に言ってたあれ？もう買ってきたん？クルスクラウンさんが乗るからね。ほれ。
She pulled out one of those so-called gossip magazines. It was the type of magazine where 1/3 of it had insane dieting gadgets, regimes, or good luck charms, and the other 2/3 were related to celebrity sexcapades and spreads with porn stars. However, a few pages beyond the front cover,
この前シルビーが始球式やった時のらね。あらあら。
困りますね、こういうのは。
there were photos of Sylvie from back at the baseball season opening ceremony. It was exactly what you would expect for a member of royalty. Her dress was lengthy and not showing any leg like the old folks at opening ceremonies like to see. To make up for it, the photo spread focused on behind-the-scenes shots, like when she got off her bus, entered the stadium, and otherwise. You can't avoid shots like these circulating even with your royal cheat powers, huh?
仕方ありません。完全な厳戒態勢にすれば、それはそれでソルティレージュが日本という国に良い印象でないよう変更されます。
So complicated.
写真はいいのだけれど、もっと可愛く撮ってほしいわね。ちゃんと写真の時間も設けたのに。世の中にはね、どうぞで撮られるより隠れて撮られた写真の方がニーズがあるのさ。
And so? Ah, you're right. This is Elsan. After we flipped through a few pages of Sylvie's section, it eventually transitioned into a photo collage of Elsan. The true face of the gorgeous bodyguard revealed. Or so it said. There were several shots of her guiding Sylvie when she was taking a break and likewise.
なぜ私が？
そらしゃあないっしょ。エルチン美人だし。
In terms of popularity in this academy, Elsan stood out even more than Sylvie in some ways when you considered her long list of female admirers. Lots of older men tend to gravitate toward the people behind the scenes, like Elsan, over the ones who often take center stage.
まあ、重視の業務に差し支えがなければ良いのですが。
Despite what she said, Elsan did look bothered by the pictures. Then again, there was nothing she could do about it now. No other real choice but to leave well enough alone.
シルビー？どうかしたん？あ、いえ。大丈夫よね。
Sylvie seemed bothered by something, but I couldn't tell what. By the way, Kaga, there are scissors here.
何？
Scissors, you know, a fancy tool designed to help you cut paper. This month's centerfold, I have no idea who she is, features a very pretty lady with rather nice looking breasts.
はいはい、見たいのね。
See? More like I'd wanted. Mind cutting it out for me?
これだから男子は綺麗に切ってよね。
Thanks a bunch. Snip, snip, snip.
先生来ちゃう。おっと、じゃあねエルチン、 後でインタビューるよ。
はあ。
Everyone returned to their assigned seats. As for me, I double-checked the centerfold I'd been so graciously provided. Fwish!
感謝します。
After everything I'd gone through recently, I'd more or less adjusted to my new life. However, things were starting to change for those who had trouble adapting.